Today we will discuss about Katha Upanishad. In Katha Upanishad there are two parts. The first part explains about the self and how to experience the self, and in the second part it explains about the Supreme Soul and how to attain the Supreme Soul. It starts as a discussion between Nachiketa and the Lord of Death. Nachiketa is asking for a boon from Lord of Death. The boon is to explain him about the life after death. But the Lord of Death says he will give him all the pleasures of the world, all the powers of the world, but he will not be able to explain him the secret of death or the life after death. Then Nachiketa explains that all the pleasures, all the powers of the world, it will last only for a short time, short duration, and it also degrades the senses and the sense organs. And so he insists upon to know the truth about the life after death. Then the Lord of Death agrees to share the secret of life after death. He starts with saying that the world, in this world, people are prompt to act because of goodness and the pleasure. And he says those people are the blessed ones who follow the path of goodness. He says wise men follow the path of goodness, and by following the path of goodness, they become free from the dualities of pleasure and pain. And they also know the difference between the physical body and the subtle body. It means they know the difference between the physical awareness and the subtle awareness. It means they know this body or the soul is different from the mind, from the thought, from the senses, from the physical body. It said, those who follow the goodness, the wise men, they are freed. They don't have desire. They are free from desires and all the sinful actions of the mind, and behold the glory of the self. And because their senses are purified, they attain the immortality, the bliss even in this lifetime, and they lead a happy life free from sorrow. So the wise man experience or attain the self-awareness, self-knowledge by desisting the evil, controlling the senses, quietening the mind, and practicing the meditation. It is said, those people, those men, those or women, whoever practices discrimination, who attains concentration, and who is purified, whose mind is pure, they attain the goal. The senses of wise men obeys the mind obeys the intellect, and the intellect obeys the ego, and the ego obeys the self. Now let us practice for a moment. Just become aware of the silence around you. Although you see, although you hear, although you feel, just become aware of the silence that exists between the sounds. And in this silence, you are not thinking, you are not analyzing. You become orderless. You become intangible. In this silence, you become unlimited. You become immutable. You become bodiless. You become tasteless. There is no beginning, no end in this awareness of silence. You become unlimited in awareness. You become pure, free from all the past and the future, free from all analysis of thoughts. And when you are able to stabilize in this awareness while performing the action, you attain the goal. You attain the self-awareness. You attain the immortality. This self is the ruler of this body. He is the ruler of the city which has the 11 gates, the body which has got 11 openings. The one who knows this light which shines, he becomes free from the sorrow. When you experience this silence, this self within you constantly, then you attain the eternal peace, and nobody else, no one else attain peace. And in part 2, it talks about the God, the Supreme God, whom all wise men will attain. So about the Supreme Soul, it says, He is the one light that gives light to the sun, to the moon, to the stars, to the lightning and to the fires, and light to all. He is shining, and so everything shines. This universe is a tree eternally existing, its root aloft, its branches spread below. The pure root, the seed of the tree is God, the Brahman, the eternal being. In this eternal being, in this Supreme Soul, all three worlds have their being, whom none can transcend, who is verily the Supreme Self. The whole universe came forth from Brahman, the Supreme Soul. He is mighty and awful, like a thunderbolt crashing loud through the heavens. For those who attain him, death has no terror. In fear of him, the God, fire burns, the sun shines, and the rains fall, the winds blow, and death kills. If a man fails to attain Brahman, the Supreme Soul, before he leaves, casts off his body, he must again put on the body in the world of created things. In one's own soul, the Brahman, the Supreme Soul, is realized clearly, as if seen in a mirror. And now here it talks about the three types of worlds. In the heaven of Brahma, that is Paramdham, also is the Supreme Soul realized clearly, as one distinguishes light from darkness. And in the world of the fathers, the earth, he is beheld as in a dream. And in the world of angels, the subtle world, he appears as if reflected in water. The senses have separate origin in their several objects. They may be active as in the waking state, or they may be inactive as in sleep. He who knows them to be distinct from the changeless self grieves no more. Above the senses is the mind, above the mind is the intellect, above the intellect is the ego, above the ego is the unmanifested seed, the primal cause, the individual self. And verily beyond the unmanifested seed, the individual self is the Supreme Self, the unconditioned one, knowing whom one attains to freedom and achieve immortality. None beholds him with the eyes, for he is without visible form, yet in the heart is he revealed through self-control and meditation. Those who know him, the Supreme Soul, become immortal. When all the senses are stilled, when the mind is at rest, when the intellect wavers not, that, say the wise, is the highest state. This calm of the senses and the mind has been defined as yoga. He who attains it is freed from delusion. Thank you.